So I have to discuss Gone Home with someone. It's going to be you because you made a video about it.
Hey gamers, what's up? This is Kristen from Game Meets Girl, and this is whether or not you will like the game Gone Home.
And I tweeted today, and I don't know why Gone Home was on my mind, but I tweeted, I seriously doubt a large percentage of Gone Home haters would suddenly stop hating it if it started being an interactive experience or being called an interactive experience and not a game. And I said, and I bet a good percentage of those folks would still hate homosexuals even if God himself came down and removed the anti-gay sections of the Bible. And I wasn't, and people automatically assumed, oh, I'm making a statement saying, oh, if you don't like Gone Home, you must be anti-gay. And I wasn't saying that at all. No. I was saying that a lot of people will hide behind the excuse of, oh, well, I'd be fine with Gone Home if it didn't call itself a game. Just like a lot of people say, oh, I'm fine with gay people. It's just, the Bible says they're bad. That's my only issue.
Yeah.
And it's just an utter bullshit argument is my point.
Right.
So you hated Gone Home.
I didn't hate it.
She hated it.
I did not hate it.
No, you didn't, but you didn't really like it.
I understood why people didn't understand it.
Not understand it.
They didn't like it because they didn't understand it. There is a story in it, and it's very complex, and you have to find it pieces at a time. So if an exploration game doesn't hold your attention, it's not going to be the game for you.
But did you what do you mean understand it?
They were expecting things that weren't in the game because they had this weird connotation connected to it.
You mean like it was supposed to be horror? And
yeah.
But I thought that was what was brilliant about it. Right?
I enjoyed the fact that it didn't go that way. I thought it was cool that it went a whole different direction. Yeah.
Threading it. It was like, that's not going to be that. Oh shit, there's a Ouija board in the basement. Well, maybe it is going to be that. I mean, I think that was the coolest, cleverest part of it.
That's what I enjoyed about it, because I thought it was different.
Right.
But my whole argument was, I understand why people didn't understand it, because they would stop before you even got even further and further. Like, people were like, I played this for 20 minutes, stupid game. I was like, you didn't get to the part that made it more interesting.
But do you think when they say stupid game, it's just like, do you think a lot of those, like, I can see somebody playing it and not being in the headspace, and that's not a knock against them. That's just like they're just not in the mood for a slower paced, cerebral game that doles out sort of the information. But people who say it was boring, I mean, do you think those are people just looking for stuff to shoot and blow up, and if it's not that, or ghosts to capture if it's not that?
Yeah, it seems like that. It seems they want this crazy adventure, but it's a different kind of interaction, which tells a story versus, oh, explosions in your face, Michael Bay made this game. You know, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that may be simplifying it, right? I mean, I don't think they have to be like, it's got to be blowing shit up or it sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they want something that's really in your face versus this game was very subtle.
Yeah, I thought this guy says, why are you defending a game that tries to use homosexuality as a gimmick or crutch?
I don't think it was a gimmick or crutch.
Yeah, I mean, what? It doesn't use homosexuality. You don't even know it's about that really until the end, and why can't a game... This other guy says, this drove me nuts, because it's just like, dude, no one is fucking saying that. A shit game with a dull story to back it up. The only reason it was so acclaimed is it pandered to the LGBT community.
I don't think so.
Well, it was my game of the year. I could give a rat's ass if at the end of this spoilers, but if at the end of the game you discovered this woman was a lesbian, or she was a mutant, or she just had an aversion to chocolate, I don't give a shit.
If the person was a mutant, people would like the game more because they're like, oh, it's X-Men.
Right. Well, all those people who hate this should realize that it's X-Men is pretty much about at least under Bryan Singer, it's about gay people, and Under Stan Lee, it's about black people. I mean, it's always about minority groups that were persecuted. So I just decided I hate people who hate Gone Home. Is that okay?
I guess that's okay.
But how do you? It drives me batshit crazy that it's like I can't like a game because the only argument I've heard against Gone Home that I think is a pretty good one is the price issue.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it, but I make money. I don't make a lot of money, but I mean, I'm an adult. I make my own money. It's not like I'm like, oh, I have to save up for months for a game. I can see that if you don't have a lot of money and you like, oh, a brand new game, and suddenly that's your game budget for 3 months and it lasted 4 hours, you'd be pissed.
Yeah. I
can see that. But I still don't think that they should have changed anything. Maybe they should have just made it more clear. But that's the only argument against this game. I mean, you can not like it, but people who say it's shit, I mean, this is by far and away not a shit game, right?
No.
Maybe if they called it a game. People didn't like that they called it a game and not an
interactive story.
Maybe they should have called it that.
But isn't that what all games are? Technically interactive stories?
No, that's a horrible thing to say.
What?
No, Pac-Man's an interactive story?
Yeah, it's about this pack that eats
Call of Duty come on.
Call of Duty is totally
I got so annoyed
story.
one day. I got
You're
so
a soldier.
annoyed. I was reading a game, what was that magazine that used to come out? It was the Game Developer magazine. And the editor at the time did an editorial and was like, well, after all, that's what games are. They're stories. And I was like, dude, no, you fucker. What? Parcheesi's a story? Chess is... It's like, no, not all games are stories. It drives me nuts. But anyway, okay. We should do worse.
A lot of my favorite games are based on stories.
That's fine. That's great. Go. When people express it that way, like I was listening to a We Can Confirm episode ages ago where Garnet Lee was like, that he was just very articulate about that's where he likes to get his narratives, is he likes to get them in games.
Yeah.
We had a guy in the office yesterday applying for a job who was just like, he was like, oh, I wanted to go work at Pixar, but I really want to do game stuff because that's the medium that I like to create in, and it's what I like to get stories in. I think if it's articulated that that's one way, but this idea that people just shove, it's like, well, this is like, no, it's not. And games, I still think are a crappy medium for telling stories. If you had the world's best fucking story,
it's not a movie. Yeah.
Why would you pick interactivity for the medium? Right?
It depends, yeah, because like there's some plots that work well, but then other ones are more like that should have been a movie.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had a great story, why would you tell it as a game? I mean,
no, you should probably make a movie or a book.
I think so. You're going to get a lot of people disagree with you like they disagreed with me at DICE 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
The expectations of film we started to put on games, and because they looked like movies and they were starting to feel like movies, we thought they needed to provide the same experience as movies. And in that, I think we lost a lot of sort of fundamentals of what makes the medium special. Now,
okay. Sorry.
No, see, don't do that. We got a D-vanilla Game Meets Girl. You gotta get.
I gotta make some very controversial.
Yeah, you gotta. Otherwise, people, Anyway, whatever. Nick, why do you hate Gone Home?
I don't get it. I do think the price, it felt like it should have been $5. I think it would have done better if it was $5. But that's subjective.
They probably couldn't afford to make it $5 though. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that. Oculus Rift Gone Home would be cool.
What's that?
Oculus Rift. I bet though, if you play Oculus Rift, if you play Gone Home in an Oculus Rift, it'll turn you gay. That's what, because I just think you'll identify so much with that character, and it's Oculus Rift, it'll make you gay. So, while Kristen was putting this video together, somebody tweeted me this. All of the love for it comes from straight white men. Actual homosexuals dislike being shown as rapists.
What?
Right? So then they tweet me this picture, and this is I guess written by the sister who the protagonist is reading. Right?
Okay.
So, it says, it's like a drug. The first time was in my room in the middle of the night. I woke up and Lonnie, which is the girl that I think she's into, was kissing me. The clock said 3:13. Her face was spectral in its dim red light, and then I could only feel her. It was different than any time I'd done it myself. My head was swimming, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, right. So then this person goes on. Clearly, this is their thing. GH Gone Home is a deeply offensive game for its depiction of rape as okay. To blame homophobia is insane and offensive. Anyone who paid attention should find Gone Home's plot sick and wrong, in addition to being a shitty 2-hour game. Seriously, has anyone but straight white males pushed this bullshit that people who dislike it are homophobic? And then they go on, an hour later, she comes back. I think it's Audie. Is that a girl's name? I don't know. This person.
This person.
Crystal clear about that only rape, not a mutual relationship, is described like this. And they send it to me again. Oh, they underline stuff. This is what they underlined. Yeah. Like a drug. I woke up and Lonnie was kissing me. I could only feel her, having no control. This is what's funny. They carefully, it says the sentence was, I felt disembodied, transported bodily, like being caught in a powerful current, having no control, and wanting none. And wanting none.
Wanting none.
This person just underlined having no control.
Of course.
It broke, and I didn't want anything but it again, like a drug. So here's what's interesting.
Yeah.
Again, first off, let's be very clear. If I miss, again, clearly I don't, clearly Sweet Tooth was raping that girl in Twisted Metal.
Apparently.
Which they tell me. So maybe or killing, which is what I was going for.
Yeah.
Anyway, if I miss something, sure, that would be terrible if what you're saying is actually accurate. I'm pretty fucking sure it's not. If it was, Right? I mean,
it feels like reaching, like one note out of the hundreds.
But even that
note,
the girl is saying,
positive.
I
Everything
like
she
it.
says
I
is
wanted to
positive.
get, you know, I didn't want anything but it. I didn't want control. What the? Where is that rape?
I don't.
And this person who tweeted me clearly has got a bee in their bonnet about this. Like it really, I'm like a 90-year-old lady on a porch saying bee in their bonnet. But right, like what?
I don't see anything wrong with that.
Do you think that at Rolly Khan, who's the person who tweeted me that, is stupid? No, because you're nice. But guess what?
Nice.
I think you're fucking stupid. I think you're reaching and you're fucking stupid. And either that or I feel really bad for you because, you know, maybe you're just so tuned to look for that, which I would feel bad. So maybe you need some help. But if that's not the case, I don't mean help like you're crazy. I mean help like, wow, maybe you know, have some issues that would be helpful to work out.
Maybe.
Or maybe you're just fucking stupid. But what do you think?
I still think it's reaching. Like they're trying
so
to
nice
make
you just
it.
say they're reaching. How do
They're
you do
reaching.
that? Does it just annoy you, or is it just
no?
me?
It's because everybody who makes fun of me and stuff like that. They're always reaching for like the smallest, pettiest details to make fun of you for. It's the same thing. They're all like, "I don't like you. You're a girl. I don't like you. Your teeth are." It's like, "Oh my god, you're a horrible person."
Just because they think
they'll find something and pick on it. So this person found that one sentence in one note out of hundreds,
but
and then claims it's something big.
And it's even in that one sentence out of one note. If you read the actual note in context, there's nothing about it that can be misconstrued. It's clear she's writing about an experience that was pleasurable, that she liked, that she wants to have happen.
It's her diary. So it's like things that she likes. If something bad like that happened, it would be a different letter.
That's right.
Completely.
That's right. Okay. So there.
Yeah, sure. Take it, internet.
Shh, you can just say she's stupid. You can say that.
I don't like calling people stupid.
Oh,
I don't like to. You do.
I do. It feels so good. Anyway, all right. We're gonna go back to work. Bye. Thanks.